Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So we're going to look at episode 5 of Dollface. I'm sorry I don't know the title of all these, but we're just going to get straight into it. So I've got all my notes, and let's just say I absolutely love this episode of how it is. It's kind of a funny episode with things, so we're going to get straight into it. So if I start laughing, because I'll just keep remembering what happened. So we're at the beach, and Madison is watching a guy who we assume is the boyfriend, just being on a surfboard. But then this older guy comes up behind her and she punches him, and that turns out to be the boyfriend. Uh, so she's like, I thought you were this person when it's actually not. Um, so she has to go at him. And she's like, I want you to meet my friends because you're getting them all wrong, kind of thing. He thinks that Jules is Izzy, Izzy is Jules, and well, I think Stella he kind of knows who Stella is. But he says, look, why don't you cook for me and we'll have a party, kind of, get to each other, know her, get to know each other party. So yes, Madison can't cook. She is not a girl who cooks. She's an LA lass who lives in LA who will just go out to restaurants and get food. She does not know how to cook. So she starts freaking out. So when she walks off to like think, oh no, I forgot myself into, we cut to the scene of Jules, who is coming into her kitchen. She sees the cat head lady, and the lady goes, I didn't make this mess. And it turns out Turtle has like messed up the kitchen, and she doesn't know why Turtle is doing it. So the two characters end up going into like I call it a daydream world. And the cat head lady tries to therapy Jules. Kind of weird. Um, it feels very weird this year, I tell you. It turns out Turtle is missing the dog, basically, that lived together for 5 years. So Jules takes the Turtle, the cat, to a dog park where this guy comes up behind her, and Jules like, oh my god, he's going to do something to me. It's like you just stood in dog poo. So Jules embarrasses herself quite a few times in front of this guy called West, who is such a sweet guy and everything. And he's actually kind of like a vet guy. So he tries to help Jules out with like saying, look, if you want me with anything with the cat, just let me know. So yeah, so we kind of leave West then. It's like, oh, okay. Like he's a nice guy. Um, we end up being at Madison's um house, well, little apartment, and Izzy, Stella are there, and Madison's like, right, you two have got to do this and that. You need to talk about this, and they're saying like, look, well, especially Stella's like, why do we have to do this kind of thing? And basically, Madison doesn't want Colin to think that the girls are still immature. Now, I don't even know how old these girls are because I, I believe that now I know Kat Dennings is about 34, but the other actresses, I don't know if they're in the 30s as well. So I'm not sure where this is based because of their age. So so if they are in the 30s, they're meant to be more mature by now, but they're still not. They're still just, well, they are mature, but not mature as like what Colin is. He's a doctor, he's 45 years old and everything. So it's, she's trying to be like his ex-wife. Like she must have been so mature. She must have been so successful to have a good career that they both built on to get this like beach house, which is only like so many miles up the road from LA or down the road, depending wherever it is. I think it's more down. Uh, so yeah, so Madison's trying too hard, and Madison, like I said, does not cook at all. And when I say that she doesn't cook at all, she doesn't have any like cooking stuff. She only probably has like a few pots and pans and knives. She has like shoes in the oven, a belt in the drawer, clothes in the cupboard. It's just like, what on earth goes on with women in these places? Like none of them cook, and it just makes me laugh. Sorry about the lighting. It's the only place I can be right now. Um, yeah, so that makes me laugh. And of course, Izzy ends up putting the oven on, completely not knowing there's actually shoes in there, and these are like expensive shoes. I mean, for God's sake, there's a Gucci belt in a drawer, and I think it's Louis Vuitton. I think that's the name. I'm not sure. Shoes in the oven. So of course these three girls are trying to make sure the house doesn't set on fire. So we cut to Jules' house where she's having a bachelorette party for Ramona, who is Jeremy's sister. But Jules lied to Madison, saying it was her cousin's bachelorette party, and she doesn't actually tell Madison where the party is. So she just knows that Jules is busy. So at this bachelorette party, of course, you've got all the meal items all around the house and everything, and the girls are all talking how they met Ramona, which goes into another dream world to um Jules, but you don't see the cat lady in this. And of course, Jules is like getting questioned quite a few times, like how does she know Ramona? How does she feel by being dumped by the brother? So she's feeling uncomfortable, and then all of a sudden we cut to back to the house, and Turtle runs past the guy who's doing the hair and makeup, and he bends Ramona's face with a curling iron because the cat made him jump, which causes like degree burns on Ramona's face. So they have to cancel the party early. So when she's like tidying up, she's calling Madison, who it must have been a landline or well, people don't have landlines in America, do they? Or do they? I don't know. Must have been just to the voicemail on the mobile. Madison comes barging in with Stella, and when I mean barging in, she comes barging in like I don't know what, and then she's like, "Oh my god!" Like just sees the party was at the house, so there's all of that stuff that they have to get rid of, and Madison isn't happy. I mean, she still doesn't know who the party was for. Technically, she just still thinks it's the cousin, not would have been sister-in-law. So Madison's like telling Jules stuff, tells that you have to do this and that we have to be so grown up and mature and everything. So yes. Colin comes and sees the girls trying to put one item away, and he's just like, okay, and he just fine with it. He's just cool. He answers the door, and a guy called Steve turns up, who turns out to be the stripper. Jules has to grab the guy, goes into the bedroom, which ends up being a dream, another daydream kind of thing, which they're both in and they're both doing stuff. And when they come out, Steve's trying to put his Velcro like outfit back on, and Jules is just hair's a little messed up. And they got to bump into Colin. But Colin's just like, it's just so cool. Like, yeah, that's alright. like kind of thing. So they're eating meal, and cause this meal tastes familiar, Colin's like, hang on a minute, something's not right here. This isn't what Madison's cooked. So he kind of has a thought whilst eating, Madison hasn't cooked this meal. So yeah, so things go on in that scene, which I don't want to spoil anything on for that, but then Jules gets up and she looks at Turtle and he's been sick. He's eaten some of the items or the party food. So she calls in West and West comes. Jules tries to find the items that he could have eaten or the food. Of course, that's when the bag is shown what has like from the restaurant. So Madison has to explain herself to Colin, and then like I said, Colin doesn't care. He's just fine with it. So he tries to say, look, let's just change the scene, change the atmosphere, and puts on the A machine. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want anyone's to set off. And this sets Steve to strip dance, and the guy. Oh my god, it's the guy from who plays Elliot in Will and Grace. I mean, he just goes for it. Uh, I mean, I don't know. To me, it's like I mean, this is how much good actors are. They just go for it. It doesn't. It just. It's like that moment of build up and rum done, and he starts stripping. The girls are like freaking out and getting embarrassed by it, and Colin's like, "Okay, Steve, are you all right? Like, what did you actually eat? Drink?" That setting this off, and West is like there because of Jules is like, I'm sorry. Oh, it's such a funny scene. And I feel so sorry for the two guys, Colin and Wes, because all of a sudden, like, they're all talking, and then all of a sudden Steve is stripping. Anyway, everything's alright. Madison and Colin work things out. Jules sees West as someone she can get along with and everything. So yeah, it is a good episode. I would say go and watch that episode. It is so fun. So yes, I can't wait for episode 6. See what this one's about. So go and check out Dollface on Disney Plus or even Hulu if you can. So yeah, go and check it out. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.